Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So following the review of the previous Master of G series G9100 Gulfman, I've decided to also review the Riseman that is also part of the Master of G series within the same time period. So these two watches that you're looking at right now is the GW-9200 Riseman series. So this is also part of the Master of G series during the 2000s time period. The GW-9200 Riseman is released in the year of 2008. So again, both of these watches are well over 10 years old and still functioning very well. I mean, of course, there are very obvious signs of wear, especially with this watch on my left, the GW-9200J version. This is the Japanese domestic market version with the very special caseback design of a flying squirrel, GW-9200J. So the J stands for a Japanese JDM version. Whereas the one on my right, what you're looking at is actually international version, GW 9200. This comes with the dragon insignia at the back, and I've also changed the bezel and the casing with the military olive green color version. And the band is also new, so you can see the wear and tear on this particular version is lesser compared to this one, which is in the original state. You can see there's a lot of markings on the resin case and also the bands. So it's in very used condition, but still functioning relatively well. Alright, so this watch is a solar powered watch, meaning to say that you will not need to replace the battery for a long period of time. From my experience, I have yet to replace any of the battery here. It's over 10 years already, but I've also feel that the battery life tends to wear out pretty fast, so that's something to take note of. The battery that this watch is using is the CTL1616 rechargeable battery. If you're not sure how to replace it yourself, I recommend you to bring to the Casio service center to replace it, and also do water resistance testing, because the gaskets on this watch might not be functional anymore. So for both of these watches, I will not use them for any hardcore water related activities, because even though the case back is sealed, as you can see over here, both watches have a fully sealed case back. There's no screws, you have to remove it from the side. I will still not recommend myself to swim in this, because both watches have been quite some time. Okay, so some basic dimensions of this watch. Okay, this watch is very similar to the Gulfman in terms of the sizing. So it's about 51 millimeters across in terms of the width, and in terms of the diameter, which is this part. Okay, and then the lug to lug is about 49. The thickness of the watch is about 16, so very similar to the Gulfman that we have previously. So for comparison's sake, I've actually bring over the Gulfman that we have reviewed in the previous video. You can see the dimensions is actually very similar. Alright, very similar in the wearing experiences as well. Okay, I'll go through some of the basic functions. I will not do a very detailed rundown because it will take much more time. I'll just do a quick run through of the functions. So I'll just use this. Alright, so the first home screen you have here shows the date, the day of the week at the top right corner, the day as well as the time. And on the top left hand corner, you see this red circle. This is the barometric graph. Of course, you can also do some customization of this window to change to another view that you want. So for example, if I press and hold this button, it will show me a second time zone, and this will be the secondary time zone that I'm looking at. So the good thing about Casio is that when you hold that, it will automatically switch between the two time zones. So this is very good function if you are a traveler between two time zones and you want a quick switch. For example, now I'm going to switch the timing back. Okay, so now it's 9:54. Okay, just now I just did a switch to LA timing, and then now I do a switch back to Hong Kong timing. So this is very useful function if you are a frequent traveler between two countries. Then on the home screen, when you press this button, this will show you the signal, whether this watch is able to get the multiband 6 signal for the atomic time tracking. So just now I forgot to say, in addition to solar powered, this watch is also a multiband 6, meaning to say that it is able to receive atomic time signal to make sure that your watch is accurate to the seconds. All right, so this watch has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 button layout. So as you can see, this is not a button, this is the sensor. This is the sensor protector metal part over here. All right, so the altimeter and the thermometer sensor is housed inside the watch, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 button. This button, red color button here, is the altitude button, so it gives you a quick access if you want to check your altitude. So let's demonstrate it very quickly. So once you press this button over here, it will show you the current altitude. Okay, 100 meters of elevation, and if you want, you can also start measuring. Okay, so you can, for example, you are going for mountain trekking or hiking, you can keep track of the altitude. The red color circle here will keep track of the altitude in terms of a bar graph, and then as you ascend, the altitude here will change, and then it will also keep track of the timing of your trek. All right, so I'm gonna reset this timing over here and then move on to the other functions. So the second mode here is the barometric mode. So it gives you the barometric pressure currently along with the barometric graph as well as the current temperature. So it also shows you the home time as well, so you can keep track of all those important metrics all on the watch. Okay, then you have world time. Okay, the world time, you can see you can cycle up and down. The home time is in the middle over here, whereas this is the main screen. It shows the world time. So it can be a bit confusing because sometimes you tend to think that, okay, this window is one section and then this one is the home time. Okay, but it's not. All right, the home time is the middle screen, not the bottom screen. So just to take note of that. Okay, so many different time series that you can cycle through. All right, next one will be stopwatch. Again, home time is displayed in the middle row. And as you start the stopwatch, you can also keep track of your home time simultaneously. So this is a function that is very useful, if you ask me, because you can measure the time and also keep track of the home time simultaneously. You also have the split timing. And then a 24-hour countdown timer. Okay, 24-hour. The red color graph here shows the hours left, and then the bottom screen shows the minutes and seconds left. Okay, so it also shows the home time over here, very useful. Then you have alarm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a snooze alarm as well as a hourly signal. So this mode here shows the records, so you can check the records that you have. Currently there's no records here. And that's it, back to the home screen. So this watch, Riseman, is a very nice watch. Okay, very classic Master of G, the OG Master of G watch series. Right now, Casio has already came out with the Rangeman a few years ago to replace the Riseman. So Riseman is no longer in production. This particular watch is no longer in production. It's already discontinued. So the updated Rangeman has all the same functions of the Riseman with the addition of a digital compass, something that this watch is lacking. So that will be very useful if you're outdoor enthusiast and you want a watch that you can bring along for your trekking or hiking expeditions. However, this Riseman also makes a very good choice for your outdoor activities. All you need to do, if you really need a compass, is that you can slap on a watch compass at the strap here. This strap is a very standardized size of a watch strap, so you can easily fit a watch compass here, which I have done it before. No issues there. So you can fit a watch compass over here. It becomes an ABC watch. Okay, ABC stands for odometer, barometer, and compass. So not a worry. So right now, this model is already discontinued. So what you will have left on the market are basically very collectibles. And yeah, please take care of the watch. Do not sell it. I think it's a very nice looking G-Shock, one of the best looking G-Shock that Casio has ever released. This is even better looking than the Rangeman in my opinion, because the Rangeman is really just too huge already. Okay, so this still quite wearable. So right now I'm just gonna put this watch on my wrist to show you guys how it looks like. Okay. Okay, so this is how the Riseman looks like on my 6-inch wrist. Very good fit and very nice aesthetics. So something about this watch just works, alright? The bezel, the wording on top of the bezel, the metal button over here, metal G button over here, which is the light, which I'm also gonna show you. It's a EL backlight. Yeah, so it's a very nice watch. The red color accents of the graph as well as the button. Yeah, it just works. It's just a very nice looking watch that you have here. So it's really a pity that Casio no longer produce this. It has already become a collector's item within the G-Shock community. Okay, right now I'm just gonna wear this black color one also on my wrist to show you guys. Okay, so this is how the black color Riseman looks like on my 6-inch wrist. Okay, so metal button here is the light function. So you can see it's a green color EL backlight. And before we end off the review, I just show you guys once again the case back design of both watches, the JDM version as well as the international version. So the JDM version is over here. You have the flying squirrel design. Surprisingly, the JDM version is made in Thailand, whereas the international version, it's stated here as Japan, so it's quite ironic. So I prefer this design actually, the dragon design. I think it looks better. In terms of the module, both uses the 314 series of module, except that the JDM version is 3145, the international version is 3147. Alright, so that's about it for this review, and I hope you enjoy this. It's a very rare G-Shock that is from the past, so not many people have seen this watch, especially if you are into the G-Shock scene. Only a couple of years ago you would not have seen this. Alright, so that's about it, and I hope to see you guys again very soon. Okay,